Who's your favorite artist?
Back up. Okay.
What's up? Welcome to the newest episode of It's a Rando. Starring Red, Rain, and Sapphire. You know us. You know us too well. We're not famous yet, but we're almost there. So
We totally are famous.
Yet.
Anyway, you start this off. You acted like the crazy girl from Swarm already. You go ahead and start.
How many Grammys does your favorite artist have?
Oh my god, get to the point of this, please.
Naja has 10.
How many does Beyonce actually have? That's not.
I don't know. I don't keep up with that.
Now I'm actually curious from watching that.
Yeah, but that show was crazy. It was good though. It was good. It was really good. Really good. It really showed that like it's really people out here who idolize celebrities like that.
Yeah.
Celebrityship.
Beyonce in particular it can be extensive.
In the comments below, tell us what celebrities you idolize. Do you worship celebrities? Let us know. We would like to know.
But too, I was hearing rumors about like how high of a cost Beyonce tickets were. Same with like Taylor Swift, how high the concert tickets were, and how people were making these jokes that probably weren't really jokes about actually getting those tickets and like selling crazy stuff to be able to afford them. Yeah,
like they were selling a house. Like, well, I think they were taking second mortgages on their houses. Mm-hmm. Selling their cars, like I'm not spending that much money on a damn concert ticket for a one night experience. Then going back home doing the walk of shame,
right?
Holding my head down.
And I've been to a couple of different events. So like I've been to Broadway plays in New York. I've been to like 2 different concerts. At none of those events were the tickets even close to like $1,000 or whatever it was. I think I paid the most was maybe like $120 something for a single ticket.
Pay Beyonce for $1,000 so she can sweat them.
Nah, that's too much. But as far as the show goes, I didn't really know what to think going into it at first.
Yeah, I was confused as hell. But as it went on, it definitely opened like, okay, yeah, it's cool. Open my eyes. It's really cool.
You know what the eye opener was? The sex scene at the beginning for no reason. Like, okay, so like
that was all over TikTok.
Yeah,
that was all over TikTok.
And I kind of have a problem with stuff like that because it doesn't further the point of the plot. So why is it in there? You know what I'm saying? How they used to give us the little kiss scenes and then the camera cuts away to like the sunlight. It's like, okay, that's fine because we get the point. We don't actually need to see all of that, you know what I'm saying, to get to the point of what the story is. Like that's enough to get there. So like full on sex scenes like what we saw between Chloe and what's his name, Damson Idris, like that was a bit much and kind of unnecessary because it didn't really further the story because they could have portrayed the fact that he was trying to sleep with, what was the main character girl's name?
Dre.
Yes, the fact that he was trying to sleep with Dre, they could have put that in there in another way, which they still ended up doing because like didn't he pop up at her job and stuff like that and was still trying to pressure her to losing her virginity to him. So I felt like that scene was kind of unnecessary and could have actually caused a problem in his real relationship, you know, ties and stuff like that, which I don't know, it's rumored that it did, but who knows, whatever, you know.
Yeah, but you gotta know, it's the premium network. They be at that table read or just whatever they plan pitching to the pitch meetings. They be like, does it have a sex scene? Because if it doesn't, it's not getting on air.
Right,
and no, it's not.
Because it's like, what's the purpose of it?
It's the premium network.
Like, do they be asking for those scenes? You know, so you can sleep with somebody, go home, tell your partner like, oh no, it was fake, knowing it was real. You know, because like, I've heard that they have them like STD tested, all of that. So it's like, if it's fake, what's the purpose of all of that?
Yeah.
You know, to have you tested. I don't know. I believe that they be real because they look too close for comfort. And they're just like, oh, it's something between us. Where? Like, don't play with me.
Well, at this point, it's in everything now. It's in everything. So it's like, I don't care for it, but it's like, it's expected in these premium network shows. So it just comes with it.
Yeah. But like, I guess getting back on the actual story track, it was the show Swarm. To me, one of the best things about it was one, Billie Eilish's cameo, and then two, I really liked the episode when the detective came in.
Yeah, I was gonna say that a dramatization within a dramatization, like that was actually
really clever.
She's actually making it kind of funny though.
Yeah, like at the same time, you wonder, like, wait a second, this real? Like, hold on. You start doing your little Google searches, like, hold on, 'cause this is real. You know, like,
because they started changing, like they actually changed what the actual character looked like to make it seem like it was a real thing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is dope. I'm like, this is cool.
And then at the end, it had the whole, if you have any information on Andrea, blah blah blah, call this number. I'm like, wait a second, this is real. I immediately went on my phone on Google and started looking into stuff. Like, wait, now she really out here.
Also, too, with the show, I like how the feel of it, like it felt eerie, kind of. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I'm like, before I knew Donald Glover did the show, I didn't know he did the show at first. Before I knew he did the show, I'm like, this is giving me Atlanta vibes. But Donald Glover did a pretty good job with the show, though.
Yeah.
Because I sort of started getting into Atlanta. It's a funny story. I was in the hospital. I had COVID. And they had a whole marathon of Atlanta. I don't know what season it was, but it was the first episode I saw at the time in the hospital was the one where he was trying to return his air fryer, and the lady that was sitting in the automatic wheelchair, he was trying to return it, but the lines was too dang long, so he left the store, and the lady pulled out a knife on him because she thought he was trying to steal.
Where she worked at the store?
She worked at the store, and she followed him everywhere. And then at the end of the episode, he gave the air fryer to some girl he knew, and she started chasing her around with that knife in the little wheelchair. But I think the funniest part is when he got in the car with his homeboy, and they was stuck in traffic. She was in the wheelchair going in between the lanes in traffic trying to get to
the lady with the child. That's the definition of doing too much at a job. Don't pay you enough to be doing all that in the first place.
It's like I've seen the very first episode of Atlanta when it first premiered, but after that I kind of fell off with it. But I'm gonna get back into it. You gonna be seeing some reviews, you know, when we watch it, because I'm gonna get her to watch it too.
I've heard a lot about it. I've only seen one clip of Atlanta floating around, but like I haven't seen any more of the show than that. Which I guess also brings me back to how we got into Swarm in the first place, because it was a video floating around of Billie Eilish's performance in the show.
Oh yeah, she did good.
And I immediately got some Jordan Peele vibes from it when I was watching the clip of her performance, and she was like the teacup scene and what was that? Get Out. That's what I was thinking about.
I sort of got Jordan Peele vibes, but I got Midsommar vibes.
Oh, yeah, that was a very weird. Oh my god, that movie was. It really was. It messed with you.
Yeah, it wasn't bad when you fully think about it deeper, but yeah,
a lot of biblical references. But that was the first time too that I've. Well, no, I take that back. The first time I've actually seen Florence Pugh, I didn't even know it was her because it was in Fighting with My Family that you had me watch.
Oh yeah, she was Paige.
Yep. And I didn't even realize that was her until after watching, I think, Midsommar, when we sat down and watched that, because I had been hearing so much about it. But yeah.
And another thing about Swarm, I don't think they ever confirmed who actually killed, spoilers, by the way, sorry, who actually killed Chloe Bailey. And was it the first episode? Like, was it...
I'll stick with my theory. It was Dre.
Yeah, because see, look, with the show, it does a really good job with. I don't like to call them conspiracy theorists and stuff like that, because you never know. You don't know what's real, what's not. You just never know. You can't. Okay, but they did a really good job with like how people say like these music videos has symbolism and like it you know what I mean, because the Naija video, look, the way that they did it, that was hypnotizing her. And it was turning her into a killer, basically. And she was liking it. That crap was hypnotizing her. The way that video was.
I agree. And that goes along with the theories that are always floating around. How they have these kids in these supposed transes and stuff like that. But this goes back to what me and you were talking about how people need to just think independently. You know what I'm saying? Like, think for yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't allow that stuff, these videos, these songs, these musicians, whatever it is, to curve your mind and all of that. So then people can't necessarily say that. It feels similar to when people theorize that video games are turning kids crazy, like these shooting games and all of that. But it's like, let's be real. We've all played shooting games in middle school, you know what I'm saying? And coming up, I was playing GTA when I was a child. Shouldn't even have this. You know what I'm saying? I'm shooting people, right? All of that, but like, I'm not going out here killing nobody in real life, selling nothing in real life, selling no drugs, no, you know, weird stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, it just all goes back to standing on your own feet. You can listen to music and all of that stuff, but not actually buy into the messages that you're hearing. Just let it be for entertainment purposes, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. True. That is true, because it should not get to the point where if somebody talk about your favorite artist, you go to try to shoot them or just cause them any harm at all. It's like everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Right. If they don't like that artist, then they just don't like that artist.
Yeah.
It don't mean that you got to go out your way and defend them, because at the end of the day, these artists not going to defend you.
Right. Right.
Like,
yeah. And that's what the disconnect needs to happen. So I feel like this show was a really good play on that idea. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we could use this now with everything being so sensitive a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It cracks a joke as something that maybe like the Beehive, you know, Taylor Swift fans, Swifties, whatever it is, you know, the big fan bases may not find extremely funny, but it's just like, you know, mm-hmm. you got to find a joke in there somewhere to keep everything lighthearted so it doesn't turn into the Dre thing, you know, because not everybody is going to like your favorite artist, and that's just...
Because, to be honest, it's not worth throwing your whole life away doing something like that, mm-hmm. just for an artist that's not supporting you. You know, they're not paying your bills, none of that stuff. But you're supporting them. You're making them rich.
Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean that you can't still like love these celebrities and what they have done for you. Because the music and stuff, it makes a difference. Mm-hmm. You know, we're aware of that. It can change your mood, you know, and not to discredit them for that.
Yeah.
But it's just still... be able to turn that music off and still live within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Live your own life and not let it get to Dre level of, you know, caring about somebody.
Celebrityship.
Yeah. But I guess, you know, shifting gears a little bit, Cocaine Bear was something we saw it a minute ago, but never got to talk about it.
And again, to bring the Lamageddon thing up again, that's the movie that really got us into watching these movies mm-hmm. like this. But if you haven't seen it, we actually did an episode with one of the co-creators of Lamageddon. So check that out if you haven't. It's a pretty decent episode. Said it might be a sequel. It might.
It is.
Better go check it out.
It is.
Definitely. Yeah. But Cocaine Bear it's really good. It was a really good movie. It was pretty funny. I honestly was expecting it to be kind of like the other, you know, movies like that we watched, but it sort of had a small serious tone to it, if you know what I mean. And it was points where it kind of took itself serious, and it was points where it knew what it was, like it was like a serious movie, like the parts with the bear eating the cocaine, even though that was the true part of the movie, like the true story, because the bear really did eat cocaine in real life, like pounds of cocaine in real life.
And I'm actually surprised that this movie wasn't a little bit worse. One, I hate to say this, but like, because Elizabeth Banks directed it, I expected it to be worse than what it was. But I guess to an extent, you kind of got to give her credit, because this actually wasn't bad. And like you said, it was a good balance between serious points and jokey points of the movie.
But rest in peace to Ray Liotta, though. I think this was one of his last movies.
Yeah,
he did pretty good in that movie too. O'Shea Jackson Jr.
He was pretty funny in that too.
Yeah, he did pretty good. Now in this movie, he kind of reminded me of his dad from Next Friday in this movie, because how he was wearing, because Ice Cube was wearing the jersey throughout that whole movie. Mm-hmm. He was doing it in this, and he kind of, his mannerisms and stuff was kind of like that, kind of like that in that movie. But I don't want to compare him too much to his dad, because I know he's trying to pave his own lane,
Yeah.
But he did a phenomenal job in that movie.
To me, this was one of the only roles where I didn't see him as his father. Mm-hmm. And I guess I can kind of say Star Wars too, because remember he was.
Oh yeah, he was in the Obi-Wan series. Yeah, that was.
And like I didn't even notice him there for a minute at first, but it felt different. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, than most of his other projects. And Ray Liotta, he was always playing a gangster in something, so that was pretty perfect to have him as like the ringleader of this whole cocaine business thing, who was trying to get his bag of drugs back so he don't get in trouble from the other guy. It was really good though.
That bear was doing some crazy crap in that movie. That bear, she was coked up on that.
Oh yeah, it was one that I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was especially at the end, spoiler, when she was trying to protect her cubs and the cubs were all on cocaine. And then they ended up.
Wait, the babies were high too?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He even gave him the bag at the end when he tried to get away, and he thought he killed. See, what killed me with that movie was he dropped a pack of cocaine, and it hit the mom, the bear. She was supposed to be dead, on her face, and it busted open, and she just instantly woke up, like the cocaine revived her.
That was.
I was like, what?
That was goofy. But this movie it was really gory too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why I didn't exactly expect that, but it was the kills in here were actually pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I like the ambulance death when the one lady was on a gurney. Right?
Oh yeah, knocked her off and she fell face first into the ground. Yeah,
that was a pretty cool death.
That one was...
She was holding on for a long time. I thought she would have been dead with all that had happened to her before, and she survived that somehow. That was actually pretty cool.
Like, it's just crazy how fast that bear was. She was going full speed in that ambulance truck, and that bear, fast as hell, just zoom, jumped straight in the back.
Now the ambulance drivers wasn't playing; they was trucking it out of there. Didn't they both still die? Cause didn't it, like flip the whole
van over. They all died. I'm like, dang, man. But the part that I kind of felt uncomfortable with was the kids taking coke.
That little boy
was funny. He was like, I take coke all the time. Yeah. I'm like, man, you better not try that. Didn't know how to do it. And he ate, and they ate it. He took a big spoonful too. Oh, yeah. And they must have been tripping after that. But man, that movie was good though. Like I didn't expect it to be that good, but it was decent.
It was enjoyable. I did like that too.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear gets an A from me.
Yeah, I would say 8.5. It was fun. It was.
Yeah, I give Swarm a 10.
Yeah, me too. Billie Eilish's performance sold me on that.
9.5 because we don't know what happened to Chloe Bailey. They still didn't explain it.
Really?
They didn't explain it.
Anyway, 10 from both of us on that show.
Because with Swarm, what's crazy is she did all of that just to get to a concert because if you notice, it was leading up to her eventually getting to the concert, because each time she killed somebody, she missed the concert. Like that whole thing with the woman cult and with Billie Eilish's character. If she would have just left with her purposely just trying to kill all of them, she would have made it to the concert.
Yeah.
If she probably would have went to her sister when she called her, she would have made it to the concert. But she got lucky at the end when she killed her girlfriend. But look, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, her girlfriend deserved to die. But I mean, she was doing too much. She was laying it in too much.
Yeah, she was doing too much. And then, I'm not gonna lie though, my heart dropped for Dre when she was like reaching for her pocket, and she's like, wait a second. And she realized that her wife had the ticket still in her pocket and she burned her body. I'm like, oh my God. No.
That's the opportunity to go to the concert again.
Yeah, and like, Dominique Fishback played that part well because you could see her start to like cry when she realizes like, oh no, those tickets were on. And like she looks horrified, and you can hear it in her voice, see it in her face. Her like just walking around with nowhere to go, trying to figure out how to get in there. Then she finally sees like the scalper.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I got the money right here for the tickets. And she like shanks them in the car, steals the ones that he has, and goes in there or whatever. But I'm like, you could feel the anxiety rolling off her in waves with that whole scene. You know what I'm saying? And I actually liked how she played that. She did good too.
Yeah, but what I want to know is, how did she go from eating that plum to biting her in the face? Like, she was that, like, daydreaming that bad?
I think she had, to me, throughout the whole show, it felt like she had some type of split personality disorder. So, like, maybe it was a blackout moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't in her actual head. It was like that Nyjah fan crave side or whatever that took over or something weird, and then she jumped back into herself.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, you know, by that time, oh my God, Nyjah got bit by I'm just like, wait a second too. Y'all can answer me this in the comments, because I don't know. Did something similar like this actually happen to Beyonce before?
I don't know about the biting part. I'm not sure. And he low key did try to say like this doesn't have nothing to do with the Beyonce fan base, but you literally put in the elevator thing.
Right, the elevator thing.
The elevator fight with Solange and Jay-Z.
Right.
Like you literally put that in there.
What was the fan base name? The Hive.
The Swarm.
The Swarm was the fan base name. Just like Beyonce's Beehive. It was too many tight similarities.
And then when they did the dramatization within the dramatization, the dude was the head of the Beehive, but they were censoring it out.
Right, and blocking out Beyonce's face and posters in the background and stuff. Yeah. That's why I was like, really? But then when you ask them this in interviews, they're like, oh, it has nothing to do with Beyonce. I'm like, come on now. Like, I don't know. Maybe we wrong, so who knows? Whatever. But it was a really good show, and Cocaine Bear was a really good movie as well, which I think they just made that available too everywhere.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Like it's not bad. Like it's a good time. It's better if you're stoned though.
Yeah. But we gonna go ahead and catch y'all on the next episode at some point in life.
Yeah, and always remember to like, comment, and subscribe the content if you like it, enjoy it, but do it. Help us in the algorithm.
Do it.
But also, before we end this, I'm pretty sure if you guys already seen it, the Wrestling with My Thoughts section.
Oh, yeah.
That's a section that we're doing for It's So Rando. It's the first two parts were about, wrestling and everything, the wrestling part. But it's going to be more than that. It's not just going to be like wrestling. We're going to be talking about important things and stuff on there. Maybe personal things. You never know. You never know.
I ain't doing all that. I'm just letting y'all.
I mean, you hear, so.
I'm just sliding at it.
Yeah, she was barely on the other one. Anyway, so. Yeah, you didn't get a word in. Somewhat. But anyway, again, always like, comment, subscribe, and we are out.
Bye.